Welcome to After Dark Creations Art and Review. I'm Jen, your artist and fangirl, here to share my love of cult films, music, movies, and books with you. This week, I'll be reviewing Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty was created by Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, airing on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. Season 1 premiered in 2013, and Season 4 will air in November of 2019. Rick and Morty has a 9.3 out of 10 on TV.com and a 9 out of 10 on IMDb. The series follows the twisted misadventures of mad scientist and genius Rick Sanchez and his reluctant sidekick / grandson, Morty. Justin Roiland voices Rick and Morty, and Spencer Grammer voices Summer. You know the drill, spoiler warning ahead. I'm going to break down some of my favorite episodes from each season. My review of episodes for Season 1 is a little brief because I feel like the show really hit its stride in Season 2 and Season 3, so I have a lot more favorites from those seasons. Alright, let's get started. Season 1, Episode 2, Lawnmower Dog. The family dog gets a device that helps expand its consciousness, and with that comes the realization that humanity sucks, so he plots to take over the world with the rest of the dogs. It's a hilarious episode, and it's pretty dark and twisted, so we right off the bat get an idea of what we're in store for in the very first season of Rick and Morty. Close Encounters of the Rick Kind. Season 1, Episode 10. This is where we learn about the Council of Ricks, and evil Morty is revealed. Now, the Council of Ricks is a kind of constant plot thread that we see throughout the other seasons. It grows and expands. It is a very interesting kind of play on the multiple worlds theory, and we get to see how many Ricks and Mortys are out there and how twisted each version gets as it changes. Alright, now to Season 2. Look Who's Purging Now, Season 2, Episode 9. This is the Purge parody episode. It's a twisted episode in which we see an initially reluctant Morty go kill crazy. It's a fun episode that's really dark and surprisingly gory, but I love it. It's one of my favorites from Season 2. Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. Now this episode was obviously named after Big Trouble in Little China, the John Carpenter film, which is fantastic. So this is Season 2, Episode 7. This is the episode where Rick's consciousness gets trapped in a younger clone. The best part of the episode is when he exclaims, "I'm Tiny Rick!" This leads into another side gag of the show where Rick transforms into various things and exclaims to himself, "I'm Pickle Rick, I'm Tiny Rick," etc. The Rick Shank Redemption. Season 3, Episode 1, obviously named for the film, The Shawshank Redemption. This is the episode that started the Szechuan sauce craze. I don't know if you heard about it. You can look this up online, but McDonald's had a limited release of their Szechuan sauce, and Rick and Morty fans lost their freaking minds. They stormed McDonald's and demanded more Szechuan sauce. It was pretty hilarious, and it was a really weird thing to see local news stations talk about it. So if you're curious about that, you can look it up online. Back to the episode. So this is where we get some insight into Rick's history and also the circumstances which triggered him becoming the Rick we know today. It's kind of a surprisingly dark episode, but Nathan Fillion guest stars, which only adds to the awesomeness of that entire episode. Vindicators 3, The Return of World Ender. Season 3, Episode 4. We get to see the dysfunctional interdimensional super team that Rick and Morty were a part of. Rick delivers a heartfelt confession to Noob rather than Morty, which epitomizes how messed up Rick Sanchez really is, especially to Morty. It's pretty hilarious, and the whole noob side gag is really enjoyable. Morty's Mind Blowers, Season 3, Episode 8. So we're led to believe we're getting an interdimensional cable episode, but in this episode, we discover all the memories which Rick had erased from Morty. We see some truly gross and disturbing scenes, and it's incredibly entertaining, especially since Summer reacts to the scenario as if it's happened before. Probably the most popular episode of the series, and the one that spawned 1,000 Halloween costumes, was Pickle Rick, Season 3, Episode 3, in which Rick turns himself into a pickle to avoid family therapy. This is the series at its best. I love the complex and often disastrous nature of the family dynamic in the series. The show is rarely sentimental, but doesn't shy away from topics like marital discord and paternal abandonment, with often a subversive and humorous twist. The show doesn't try to be anything it's not. It's twisted, strange, and at times nihilistic. Now, let's get into how the show informs the art. Brandon actually suggested the idea for this piece. He recommended that I created a Rick that combined my love of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust, so I I did. I fell in love with this mashup concept and sculpted Rick mid-maniacal laugh and added the Bowie bolt as the final touch. Let me know in the comment section below what was your favorite Rick and Morty episode, or which season was your favorite. As always, thank you for watching. I'm Jen, and let's keep it spooky, friends.